My beloved child. Before you do anything else, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and every moment you spend here will help you understand why this message found you today instead of someone else. There are moments in life that seem completely ordinary until you look back and realize they quietly changed everything. Today may become one of those moments. You may believe your days have been repeating themselves, that nothing unusual has happened, and that every face you pass is simply another stranger in the crowd. But what if that is only what your eyes can see? What if your story has already begun to change in ways you have not noticed yet? Someone special may be closer than you realize. Not across the world. Not hidden behind impossible circumstances. Closer than your imagination has allowed you to believe. That is why this message matters. It is not asking you to rush. It is not asking you to chase anyone. Instead, it is asking you to notice the small details you have been overlooking for far too long. Don't skip. Every chapter of a remarkable story begins quietly. Before the celebration comes silence. Before recognition comes ordinary moments. Before two paths finally meet, they often move side by side without realizing how close they have become. Think about the conversations that seemed too short. Think about the smile that stayed in your memory longer than expected. Think about the unexpected feeling of comfort when someone entered the room. Those moments may have appeared small, but sometimes the smallest moments carry the biggest meaning. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Many people spend their lives searching far away while the answer quietly grows closer every single day. They expect dramatic signs, yet life often chooses gentle moments instead. A familiar place suddenly feels different. An ordinary day becomes unforgettable. A simple conversation lingers in your heart long after it ends. You may not recognize the importance of these moments while they are happening. That is perfectly normal. The greatest stories are rarely announced with loud voices. They unfold one quiet step at a time until suddenly everything makes sense. Today, I want you to slow down for just a moment. Remember the people who have crossed your path recently. Was there someone whose kindness felt unusually genuine? Someone whose presence made the world feel lighter without saying very much? Someone whose words returned to your thoughts long after the conversation had ended? Perhaps you dismissed those moments because they felt too simple. Yet simplicity often hides extraordinary possibilities. Don't skip. The next part of this story becomes even more surprising because it reveals why certain encounters happen when they do, and why timing can be more meaningful than coincidence. As you continue listening, pieces that once seemed unrelated may begin connecting in ways you never expected. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For now, remember only this. Someone special may already be closer than you realize, and today's ordinary moment could quietly become tomorrow's unforgettable memory. A quiet truth is about to change the way you see the people around you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and what you are about to hear could completely transform the way you remember recent moments. There is a reason why certain people suddenly appear in your life again and again. You may call it coincidence. You may think it is nothing more than chance. But sometimes life gently places someone in your path more than once because there is a story that has not yet reached its perfect chapter. Someone special may be closer than you realize. Not because they are searching for attention. Not because they are trying to be noticed. They are simply walking through life, just as you are, while unseen moments continue bringing your paths closer together. Have you noticed how one familiar face keeps appearing in unexpected places? Maybe it happened at a store, during a normal walk, at work, at school, or even through a conversation you never expected to have. At first, it seemed ordinary. The second time, it caught your attention. The third time, you wondered if there was more to the story. Don't skip. Many people ignore these quiet patterns because they expect extraordinary moments to arrive with loud announcements. But life's biggest turning points usually begin with something that feels completely normal. Imagine standing at the beginning of a bridge without realizing where it leads. Every step seems ordinary until you reach the other side and discover a view you never imagined. That is how meaningful connections often begin. One smile. One greeting. One unexpected moment. Then another. Then another. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, there may be someone whose respect for you has quietly grown over time. They admire your kindness. They notice your patience. They remember little details about you that even you have forgotten. Yet nothing has been said because the right moment has not arrived. That is what makes this story so remarkable. The biggest moments often spend a long time preparing behind the scenes before they finally become visible. Think carefully. Has someone recently asked how you were doing in a way that felt sincere? Did someone unexpectedly remember something you mentioned weeks ago? Did a conversation last just a little longer than usual? These are not dramatic events, but they are meaningful because genuine interest often grows quietly before anyone notices. Don't skip. Every chapter you have experienced so far has been preparing you for what comes next. Even the moments that seemed unimportant may soon reveal a completely different meaning. One day you may look back and realize that the beginning of an unforgettable story did not start with a grand event. It started with ordinary conversations that slowly became unforgettable memories. Someone special may already be walking closer to your world than you ever imagined. The remarkable part is that neither of you may fully understand how close your paths have become. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine this. While you have been wondering whether anyone truly notices you, someone has quietly appreciated the qualities that make you unique. Not because you tried to impress them. Not because you asked for attention. Simply because authenticity has a way of leaving lasting impressions. That is something many people overlook. Real admiration rarely arrives with loud words. It often grows through consistency, kindness, honesty, and quiet moments that seem ordinary at first. Don't skip. The next part of this journey reveals something even more fascinating. It uncovers why timing can suddenly accelerate, why familiar faces can become unforgettable, and why the story that feels impossible today may begin unfolding much sooner than expected. Before we continue, if this story has already made you curious, share it with someone who enjoys meaningful stories like this, and if you're enjoying this journey, subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the most surprising chapter has not arrived yet, and when it does, the title of this story will make perfect sense in a way you never expected. A remarkable moment is closer than it appears, and this is where the story begins to reveal what has been hidden in plain sight. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next few moments may completely change the way you think about the title of this story. Have you ever noticed how some people enter your life so naturally that you never question why they appeared? They are not loud. They do not demand attention. Yet somehow, they remain in your thoughts longer than anyone else. Days pass, new conversations happen, and still there is something about them that quietly stays with you. Someone special may be closer than you realize. The surprising part is not that they exist. The surprising part is how close your paths may already be without either of you recognizing the full picture. Life has an extraordinary way of arranging moments before people understand their meaning. A greeting today becomes a memory tomorrow. A simple conversation becomes the beginning of a much larger story. A familiar face slowly becomes the one you look forward to seeing again. Don't skip. Many people spend years waiting for one unforgettable moment, never realizing that unforgettable moments are built from dozens of ordinary ones. Every smile, every shared laugh, every unexpected meeting adds another piece to a story that is quietly taking shape. Think about how many times you almost ignored a small opportunity because it seemed too ordinary. Imagine if some of life's greatest memories had begun in exactly that way. Not with fireworks. Not with dramatic events. Simply with two lives moving a little closer together every single day. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine someone thinking about a recent conversation they had with you. They remember the way you listened. They remember the kindness in your words. They remember how comfortable the moment felt. While you continued with your day, that memory stayed with them longer than you could ever imagine. Sometimes the most meaningful impressions are created without any effort at all. That is the beauty of genuine connections. They grow naturally. They grow quietly. And before anyone notices, they become impossible to forget. Don't skip. Here is something many people never realize. Life often gives gentle hints long before it reveals the complete story. A familiar place suddenly becomes important. An unexpected conversation feels unusually memorable. A person you never expected to notice begins appearing in your thoughts more often. These moments are easy to overlook because they never ask for attention. Yet they carry extraordinary meaning. Someone special may already be becoming an important part of your story without either of you fully understanding why. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Picture this. One ordinary morning becomes different from every other morning. Nothing dramatic changes around you, but something feels new. A conversation happens at exactly the right moment. A smile arrives exactly when it is needed. A familiar face suddenly feels even more familiar. Later, you realize that this was the beginning of something unforgettable. Not because the day looked extraordinary. Because the meaning behind it was extraordinary. That is why patience matters. The best chapters are never rushed. They unfold at exactly the right pace, allowing every moment to become part of something larger. Don't skip. There are stories that people remember for years because they began with simplicity instead of spectacle. The strongest connections are often built through trust, consistency, and shared moments that quietly become priceless memories. You may not see the entire picture today. You do not need to. Every meaningful journey reveals itself one step at a time. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this story moves forward, every clue begins connecting. Every ordinary moment starts making sense. Every question slowly finds its answer. And then comes the realization that surprises almost everyone. The person you were hoping to discover was never as far away as you imagined. They were simply becoming part of your story, one quiet moment at a time. Don't skip. Because the next chapter reveals the turning point. The moment when hidden clues become impossible to ignore, when ordinary encounters begin to feel extraordinary, and when the title, "Someone Special May Be Closer Than You Realize," transforms from a simple idea into a story that feels unforgettable. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final pieces of the puzzle are beginning to fall into place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, and this may be the most meaningful chapter of the entire journey. There comes a moment in every unforgettable story when everything that once seemed ordinary suddenly makes perfect sense. The conversations you almost forgot. The familiar places you visited without thinking twice. The unexpected smiles that stayed in your memory. They were never random details. They were quiet clues leading you toward a remarkable discovery. Someone special may be closer than you realize. The truth is not hidden because it is impossible to find. It is hidden because meaningful things often reveal themselves only when the right moment arrives. Until then, life gently prepares both people, one experience at a time. Don't skip. Imagine looking back 1 year from now and remembering this very moment. You may smile because what once sounded impossible became one of the most meaningful chapters of your story. You may remember how everything began with small moments that almost escaped your attention. That is how unforgettable journeys often begin. Not with loud announcements. Not with dramatic surprises. But with ordinary days that quietly become extraordinary memories. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Perhaps someone has already noticed the kindness you show without expecting anything in return. Perhaps they admire your patience, your honesty, or the way you make others feel comfortable. These qualities rarely create instant attention, but they create lasting impressions that continue growing with time. That is why genuine connections become so powerful. They are not built in a single moment. They are built through consistency. One conversation becomes another. One shared smile becomes another. One familiar meeting slowly becomes something unforgettable. Don't skip. Think about how many beautiful stories began with two people who never expected their paths to become so closely connected. At first they were simply part of each other's ordinary routine. Then one day they realized that those ordinary moments had quietly become the happiest memories they could remember. This is why today's small moments matter. They may become tomorrow's greatest stories. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine that the person you have overlooked is also wondering about certain moments. They may be remembering a conversation that made them smile unexpectedly. They may be thinking about how comfortable everything felt without trying too hard. They may not even realize why those memories continue returning. Sometimes two stories grow closer long before either person notices. That is the quiet beauty of life's timing. Every chapter arrives exactly when it is meant to. Don't skip. Before we reach the final part, take one moment to reflect on the people who have crossed your path recently. You never know which ordinary meeting may become the beginning of an unforgettable chapter. If this story has kept you thinking from the very first moment, share it with someone who enjoys inspiring stories like this, and subscribe so you can be here for the final chapter that brings everything together. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The ending is closer than ever, and it connects every clue you have heard so far. The familiar moments, the repeated encounters, the quiet memories, and the title itself all come together in a way that feels both surprising and deeply meaningful. When the final chapter begins, you will see why this story was never about searching far away. It was about recognizing what has been quietly growing closer all along. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you.